God aften og velkommen til den 11. time. Min gæst i aften er her ikke alene. Ude i skyggerne sidder hans statsansatte bodyguards, som er med til at bevogte og beskytte ham 24 timer i døgnet. Han overnatter på militærbaser, i sikkerhedshus og i fængsler og lever et liv i konstant frygt. Sådan har det været siden september 2004, hvor han pådrog sig den muslimske verdens vrede. Lige nu sidder det meste af jordens befolkning på nåle for at se, hvad der sker, når han offentliggør sin 15 minutter lange film om Koranen. Jeg taler naturligvis om den hollandske politiker Geert Wilders. Evening, Mr. Wilders. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Are you familiar? Do you have the expression in the 11th hour in the Dutch language?
At 11 uur, yes. Actually, we have a program on Dutch public TV as well, which is called At 11 uur.
Yes.
By some religious broadcasting company. So we have it as well.
Is it about Islam or Christianity?
No, well, it's a Protestant television station who is broadcasting the 11th hour, so it's mostly connected to Christianity, but not only that, also issues that are in the news in the Netherlands at that day, once a week.
Yes. Of course, this is not a religious program.
I know.
But the expression the 11th hour has to do with, making it in the 11th hour before you run out of time. And one could say that you are living in the 11th hour.
Well, I think the Western society as a whole is more or less living in the 11th hour. I believe it's a few minutes to 12, actually, when it comes to the threat that the growing Islamization of the Western societies, my country, Denmark, other Western societies, is facing today. It's a major threat to our freedom. And my party, which is called the Party for Freedom, is really into fighting to preserve our values, our constitution, our freedom, our respect. And we believe that the growing Islamization of our continent, of the West, indeed is a threat to everything I just mentioned. So, indeed, we are a few minutes to 12. It's not only the 11th hour, it's the 12th hour.
Yes. I was thinking that since we cannot really talk about your movie in depth, we should do something else. And as I view it, the whole conflict between you and us and the Muslim world has a lot to do with emotions, religious emotions and so on. A lot of people are accusing you of being confrontational, unnecessarily aggressive. And I would like to do a bit of popular science, a test. Scientists have a way to measure people's empathy. You can do an empathy test to get your EQ. And I would like to do this test with you. On the other hand, you told me you don't like tests.
Now, I have had too many tests in my life, and just an answer and a question is sometimes too easy to show a context of what you're really saying, especially when you talk about such a serious problem.
Yes.
As the Islamization is, which is not only about empathy and emotions, it's unfortunately about facts that are written in the Quran, that once again is a book of hatred,
yes,
submission and lack of freedom to our societies, but let's try.
But tonight it's about emotions. And if we can't, the test has a lot of questions, we can't, finish it. There will be a link on our webpage, drdk/11, if people want to do the test themselves or okay, you want to finish it. I did the test this morning and I scored an EQ of 41.
Is that good?
Maximum is 80. That will make you very emotional, very empathetic.
Okay. Okay.
So I would say I'm lukewarm empathetic.
Okay.
Right in the middle.
Okay.
All tests should start out with the person being tested. He should state how old he or she is.
I'm 44.
44.
44.
And your full name is Geert Wilders?
Yes, Geert Wilders, actually.
Geert Wilders. I'm working on my Dutch.
Dutch.
The first question, you can answer that you either agree totally, that you agree slightly, that you disagree slightly, or that you disagree totally. 4 options. My first question would be, I'm pretty good to detecting what other people want to talk to me about.
Slightly, yes.
Slightly.
I agree.
I prefer animals to humans.
No.
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 That is a totally disagree.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep up with the trends and fashions of today.
Not really, no. Let's say slightly no.
But you really have your own style?
I have my own style, but it's not something that I'm thinking about every day or even every part of the day. So I have my own style, but it's not something that is on the top of my agenda. So I would say slightly no.
But I was, because you appear to be just like Pim Fortuyn, you appear to be a kind of a dress man.
Well, I don't know if I'm a dress man, and Pim Fortuyn was bald and I'm not. So actually you look more like Pim Fortuyn than I do. But well, I'm not a real dress man. I wear suits and I wear ties with a straight color difference all the time, but I'm not too much involved with it on a day-to-day basis.
Okay, let's continue. This is a kind of a tricky question. I think it's difficult to explain other people something which I myself find easy to understand, especially if they don't get it the first time.
No, I slightly disagree. I think if you really make an effort, it's possible to get people understand really the contents of your arguments and what you mean. Something different is, of course, that they agree with you. But I always say I rather have that somebody doesn't agree with me than that somebody doesn't understand what I'm saying. And I'm quite often a person who is quite straight up, both in Parliament and outside Parliament. I'm often criticized by it, but a lot of people well, really find it okay that there is a politician, and my political group in Parliament, we all share this kind of attitude. Just to say, if something is wrong, if a minister is crazy, just say it, both on the positive side and at a negative side. So
you're what they call a straight shooter.
A straight shooter, yes. You have to talk in a way that not only the politicians and the bureaucrats understand it, but that just the common citizens understand it.
Do you think the Muslims are understanding what you're saying?
They are understanding it quite well, yes. Sometimes, unfortunately, but this time I think it's good. Yeah.
Good. I dream most of the nights.
I almost never dream.
You never dream?
Not when I'm sleeping. Sometimes when I'm awake, I dream about some kind of political future, or the future of the Netherlands to be improved in certain ways with lower taxes or less Islamization or the better healthcare for the elderly in the Netherlands. So those are more political dreams that I try to realize. But when I'm sleeping, I assume you're talking about when I'm asleep.
Yes.
I can't remember the last dream I had, so this must be a long time ago.
But when you are dreaming, are you in the situation that you are in now?
No, I don't think so. But really, my honest answer is that I really cannot remember the last time I dreamt.
I really love to care for other people.
Sure, I highly agree. I do care for the people, as I do care for my country, the Netherlands. And I wanted the Netherlands to improve, to people to have a better life in all aspects when it comes to fighting crime.
But I think this question has more to do with close human relations, you know, your friends, family.
Well, the same goes for that, yes. Sure.
Yeah. I think sometimes it's difficult for me to know what to do in a social situation.
Slightly, yes. I have to admit, I'm an individualist. But still, I always manage. I'm a political leader of a party that now holds in the polls 10% of the Dutch vote. So fortunately, I know how to contact people, how to get to talk to people and things like that. But it's not my first nature. I have to admit that. So probably that will cost me some points on your EQ list.
Normally men score lower than women, so...
Okay.
I function best early in the morning.
No, this is totally untrue.
You
actually,
totally disagree?
Yes. Actually, I really am at my best. It doesn't really matter what time it is. I'm at my best when I have a lot of things to do, when there is some